Hello everyone and welcome to beautiful Brisbane, the state capital of Queensland and the city that we used to call home. This is where we met and it's amazing to be back here. We're going to spend the day here in Brisbane showing you some of the top things to do, places to visit and some local secret spots. Another must-do spot here in Brisbane is Mt Coot-tha. Now this is the best place for a complete look out of the city, and today we are particularly lucky because it's so clear. We can see all the way out to Walton Island, which is amazing. This is a really popular sunrise spot too, so you can get some crowds in the morning doing some photography and videography because it's spectacular. And there's also a little cafe up here too, so it's a good spot to come for brekkie. There is a car park at the top too, but a lot of people decide to do the trails up here. You can mountain bike here, run up here, hike up here on the road, or either through the trails. And there's also a little waterfall after some rain called JcE's waterfall, so that's worth checking out too. Now, Brisbane has an amazing cafe scene, which is good for us because we love cafes. New Farm is particularly good, so we thought that we'd take advantage of being in New Farm and we've come and checked out one of the local cafes here. It's called Dickies and it looks like there's one in Ascot as well. This place is 100% vegan, so we're going to go and feast here.
So the coffee game in Brisbane is really strong. There's a lot of roasteries like in and around the city. Some notable ones like Fonzie Abbott just in Albion. You can go there and get coffee straight from the source where it's roasted. And obviously all the cafes here, they use the beans that are supplied within Brisbane City. So it's very fresh and very good. This one, top 10 out of 10.
A local's favourite here in Brisbane is the suburb of New Farm and especially New Farm Park, which we are at right now. This place in just a month or so will absolutely transform into a beautiful rose garden. You can see behind me where they're actually pruning them now. In spring going into summer, it just absolutely blooms and it is a stunning place to come. Everyone comes here with a picnic. It's especially popular on the weekends. And then if you're coming around October to November, that's jacaranda season. So the trees all around here turn purple and is absolutely stunning. And on top of that, you also have a lovely skyline view of Brisbane. Also within New Farm Park is the Brisbane Powerhouse, and that is the really cool, unique, industrial looking building behind me. This plays a big important role in the Brisbane Festival, which is through September, which is an amazing festival if you get the chance to come to Brisbane during September. But they have a lot of shows here, a lot of theatre acts, comedy shows, all sorts of entertainment, so that is definitely one to check out.
So as you're going to see throughout today's vlog is the amount of walkways along the river that Brisbane has. Brisbane is definitely centrally focused around the Brisbane River, and you've got river cats that run up and down the river, but you've got these beautiful walkways which you can cycle, walk or run, and it is a very popular activity for locals. Definitely for us when we used to live here, this was one of our spots. We'd go for a nice little walk along the river, and sunnier days, but this is still nice. Okay, so we are exploring the south side of the city now. We've come to West End, which is just across the river from the CBD. But we have come across this place which was actually under construction when we were last here a couple of years ago. And it is so nice. We're so impressed. It's this beautiful green, like kind of open space in the middle of West End. It's just off Boundary Street. And we drove past it and we thought, oh my God.
Yeah, it just looks so nice.
And anyway, we're having a look around and we found this beautiful little gelato shop called Anita. And we had a sample of the few different flavors that we liked the look of, and we ended up coming away with some ice cream.
It was hard to say no. We got dark chocolate and this is watermelon mint, and refreshing is the word. It is so good. Like this would be a go-to on a summer's day here in Brisbane.
Delicious. But yeah, this is a really cool area.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Very central if you want to hang out in Southbank. It's kind of not too far away from there, and just a short walk across the bridge into the city. West End is definitely one of those places where you can just come and hang out, sit outside in one of the coffee shops or restaurants and kind of just people watch. There's a lot of really interesting people just wandering the streets. It's kind of like an area where you get a lot of a mix of people. You get students as well as business people. It's not too far from the city, so some people come over here for lunch sometimes. And yeah, it's just a really interesting place to be. We just kind of like sat and watched people as they're going about their daily lives here in West End. You know, students walking off to their classes or going out for lunch, and yeah, it's just fascinating. Just you make up these stories in your mind of what people are doing with their day. It's a really cool spot to do this.
A beautiful place to come to in Brisbane is Kangaroo Point. Now this is a wonderful place to come to late afternoon going into sunset. It's when it really shines. The sunset here is really beautiful. They also do a lot of rock climbing here on the Kangaroo Point cliffs. So you'll always see people abseiling down there. You can book tours and trips. There's like kayaks to hire here as well, so you can go on the river. A lot of water-based activities you can do from here. But most people come here just to go for a walk along the river, go for a cycle, take their dog for a walk. It's a really popular local spot, but you'll also find that they do some activities here. So if you're looking for a little bit of an adventure while you're in Brisbane, then definitely check out Kangaroo Point because you can be doing stuff like this. Another way to get around Brisbane City is also the city cats. You can hop on these and just go up and down the river. At the moment, Brisbane, well, South East Queensland in particular, is doing a 50-cent transport fee, which is great. So you can go anywhere for 50 cents. And these are super useful to get around the city.
Connecting Kangaroo Point to the city and Southbank, South Brisbane area is this beautiful walkway. It's actually a cycleway as well, but thankfully they're separated so you don't get bowled over by cycles. But it is just a really nice walk that you can take along Brisbane River. And if you have a car, top tip, go and park it down at Kangaroo Point Cliffs because you get 4 hours free. You don't have to pay for parking in Southbank. Or if you want to go into the city, then you can just spend 4 hours mooching around and then go back and pick up your car later. But this is just a beautiful walk, especially in the afternoon. You've got the sun setting down the stretch of the river, and we're off to go and see Southbank.
Now this is one of the most popular destinations in all of Brisbane, and I'm sure if you start researching things to do in Brisbane, this place will come up first. It is Southbank, and that is because it has a man-made pool. This pool is in the centre of the city. We're literally straight across from the CBD. So this is an amazing addition to the city. And of course this place is super popular because so many young families come here and they can go here with the pool. There's a lifeguard on duty, so it's really, really safe. And there's also loads of restaurants nearby, so you can spend a full day here. You can grab lunch, grab some ice creams, and even if you're here on the weekend too, there's also markets at Southbank, so that's something that's great to do as well. There's also a cinema just over the road, so this place really has it all. And as I said, you're just opposite the CBD, so you can just walk to the bus right there and then be straight into the CBD, and that is where you're going to find all of your main stores, from your high street stores to your luxury stores. So if you want to go shopping, you can just go across the road too. But this place is definitely somewhere to add on your Brisbane bucket list. Something really cute about Brisbane that we always notice is, so the bigger boats that you catch on the ferry services across the river are called city cats, but there's little ones and they're called kitty cats, and I just love it. Now, as I said, Southbank is directly across from the CBD. You can reach it just by the bridge over there. You can walk over, do some shopping. There's also a lot of hotels over there, so it's a great place to base yourself because you have Southbank, Kangaroo Point, all the suburbs, and obviously all the public transport links as well from the city. You've got Fortitude Valley over there too, which is where you want to go if you want a party or some nightlife. That is where we used to go in our early 20s, not anymore, but that is where we used to party a lot. There's also a lot of new construction around Brisbane. It's always developing and expanding, especially here in the CBD. The building behind me is nearly finished. That is the new casino. That has been in development for a few years. They started that when we were last here. And it's nice to come back and see all these new projects that started as we left, like the West Village and the casino, finally being completed. And there's a lot of work still going on. I'm sure they're ramping up efforts because Brisbane is going to be the host city for the Olympics in 2032. So that is super exciting for Brisbane also.
This is definitely my favourite part of Brisbane City here. This is where they have the main event of Brisbane Festival, which is coming up very, very soon. I think it's in September. And the city culminates in a massive fireworks display which takes place on the river as well as on the bridges and on some of the buildings as well. It's a really cool event, and if you can get down here for the river fireworks, definitely make it happen. But as you can see, this is very popular with families. There's a playground here, you've got the swimming pool and everything that kind of entertains kids, as well as great food options. But I just love how nice and shady it is along this walkway along the river. Just feels very peaceful and serene to go for a little wander down here in the afternoon.
We are ending our lovely day in Brisbane at the Kangaroo Point cliffs. We're at the top of the Kangaroo Point where the people abseil down, and this is a really beautiful spot, especially at sunset. There's actually some barbecues and little picnic spots, so you may see people here just setting up for a nice little sunset date, which is really beautiful. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little tour of Brisbane. Obviously, there's so much more to see in this wonderful city, but this is just a little taster of what this city has to offer. If you want to see more of Brisbane, let us know, and maybe we can come back and do a bigger travel guide for it. I'm sure we will do. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.